That's what we're working on. What do you think? You like this part? Got a vat, big old vat full of degreasing stuff. And we've got a, if you can see there, the weed burner. Propane going at it. Working on bringing this thing up to temperature. Probably going to take a while. This tank is almost empty. The other one's about half full, which means I'll probably get it about where I want. And I'm going to run out of gas. Have to start the process all over. However, with the mixture of degreaser and cleaner in there, I'm hoping it's going to act, it's going to do its thing. Even while I'm trying to get the propane filled up in a day. Probably tomorrow. As you can see, I'm currently running out of fire, which means I'm running out of propane. I'm going to have to switch bottles already. It's probably been running, it's hot. I don't know, 15 minutes or so. It's not even quite warm yet, but it's stirring around, so it's doing stuff. Anyway, I'll update you guys when this thing actually starts doing what it needs to do, hopefully. It came out pretty good. It boiled pretty well in there. I still got to clean I got to deck it with something. I don't know, Scotch-Brite with a block, I don't know. I got to do something there. I got to clean up all the gasket surfaces, things of that nature. Overall, it is pretty clean. It's not great. Did I save me $100? Probably not really. It did pretty good. You remember what the heads look like, right? Just like caked. I mean caked, 1/4 inch, 3/8 thick. These are better. And the only reason why they're better is because I had to pressure wash them. So if you don't have a pressure washer, just keep in mind you're going to be doing a lot of scrubbing. However, I am soaked all the way down to my boots, my shirt, my hat. But I save money. Oh. Anyway, let me show you how well the heads actually kind of came out. They are better. I am still going to have to go around with a wire wheel and some sort of scraper to get some heavier residue off. I've still got to pull all the valves and seats and all that stuff so I can clean all that stuff up. The rockers, I'll pull all those, clean those up. Same thing here. But you remember it was pretty thick in oil, so a lot of that came out. It did what it needed to do. The big old boil pot would have probably done better if I had more of a concentrate. That was probably not the best heat source, but it was just direct heat. I had that thing pretty stinking hot. It was rolling around in there, so it was kind of boiling there. It was hotter than you wanted to put your hand in. I'll put it that way. Here's the intake. I'd really like to find me an aluminum one, but I need to keep my cost way, way, way down. This is already costing me more money than I wanted to spend, but you know how it goes. I still got to clean the crank up. I'm going to polish the journals, and get that back up to snuff. I think they're in pretty good shape. Let's see. I still got all these pieces and parts that I need to clean up. We'll figure out what I'm going to do with the distributor. I can't remember if I just bought parts for the points distributor and decided to run with it. I can't remember. Valve covers are still caked in oil. I'm actually going to sling those in the vat of degreaser and just let them soak along with the timing cover. I just got to get some wires ran through it so I can hang them from the edge of the barrel. The oil pump, I may do the same way. I don't think it's going to hurt it. I got to clean up all the mains. The pistons I still got to clean up, but I think what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to try mineral spirits. If mineral spirits doesn't work, then I may just use straight up gasoline because I know it'll do the job. All right, catch of the day. We're going to put these down in this vat while it's still warm. It's got to be better than what it is. I can still feel the heat, so that's good. Let me, yeah, we're just going to put a bend in these. Hang on there. Hopefully I don't drop you in there. That would be really, really, really bad. And my fingers are greasy, so it's very, very possible. Anyway, I'm going to back off from that. Load up a couple more things. That's right. We are back working on cleaning up the block some more. We need to do a little surfacing over where the head sits. Got the dowel pins extracted. A couple of those didn't come out very easy. One of them I completely destroyed, the other one it's junk. So I'm gonna have to get 2 replacements. I've already decked one side. I don't know if I'm doing it right, but it seems like it's working. Let me show you what's going on with that. Clean it up pretty good. First I gotta go back, clean all the holes and orifices out, but getting everything pretty smooth, leaving some groove in there. Pretty happy with the finish. Let me get this piece off here. I'll show you the whole thing. Alright, what we've got here is a piece of sandpaper. This happens to be 180 grit. It's the finest thing that I've got. Oh, I lied. It's 120 grit. We're going with it anyway. Got this big old heavy piece of steel that I've already knocked the burrs off of. Kind of knocked it flat. Put this on here like this. Fold it over. Call it good. And send it. That's what we're doing. Do the same thing to the heads when we get to that point. It's coming along. And we got the owner of this truck out here doing the dirty work. Smile, wave, say hello everybody.
Hi.
This is her truck. That's what we're working on. What do you think? You like this part?
Not really.
No? It's the ooey gooey. It's looking good though. I think you about got it.
I accidentally dropped this in it.
Yeah, that happens.
So now my hand is just...
It happens. Yep, well, I'll let you get back at it. Here's the vat of degreaser. Needed more degreasing agent. It helped. All right. Alright, we're going to get back in here. Let's flip this block on over. Take a look at the oil pan side of it, see if we need to do anything there. We only have a few minutes tonight, so we're going to see what we can get done. I've attempted to take a couple things loose on the 71, 72 GMC. I'll have to check the tile, see what it was. I can't remember, I've said both. Anyway, we took out the vacuum canister. We don't need that. I disconnected the wiring harness, which obviously isn't a whole lot, but I wanted to get it out of the way. And as you may have seen, I got the pressure washer wand in here. It's not real dirty, but we're going to go ahead and just blast what we can, try to make it look a little better. I've hit some spots with some oil, mostly chasing away some bees. Other than that, I think we're ready to at least get this pressure washed. Next step after that, it won't be tonight probably, but we're gonna have to wire wheel, wire brush all the inner fender wells. What I'd really like to do is dress up the blue. If I can find something that's close, and if you guys know what that color is, drop it down in the comments. I would very much appreciate it. Everything else is going to get blacked out. Core support's going to get blacked out. Of course, the cross member, all that stuff, we're going to rebuild that with some black. But I'd like to keep the blue color. So I think we're just going to dress up the inside to some extent. Not crazy, just make it look better. And the black, and that's probably the most paint this truck's going to get for a while. Anyway, next step, let's clean this thing.
Riding through the valley of sorrow on a worn out horse, clinging to the reins, but his fate is set in stone. Is the father of no child, the husband of no...
All right, we're gonna wheel this thing back into the garage. You can see that it's better. You can at least see some of the original casing. There's still a lot of sludge and grudge and junk on there. I'm gonna have to come back for a second, maybe a third round, and really scrub and clean this thing up. But let's get it put back in the garage for now. Over here out the way. And I need to find a rag. Something to stuff on, over, or down that torque converter. Let me see what I can find. There we go, just taped it off. Should be good there. Alright, that is it for me this evening. I will see you guys in a couple of days, and it'll be like that for you.